I decided to mess with the time setting on one of my old PCs. I had to choose between my first computer, which was a Windows 98 PC, my Windows XP computer, on which I started doing YouTube on, or my old Windows 2000 PC, on which I have no data left. I went with the Windows 2000 PC. I quickly realized that I no longer have Windows 2000 installed on it anymore. Instead, I have Linux. And there's nothing really interesting on this Linux installation other than this recording folder, which I got from my TV's built-in capture software that I wanted to use for YouTube videos, only to realize that it's encrypted. So I had to go through my shelf and find the disk with Windows 2000 burnt on it. The disk, funnily enough, was in the same case as the Linux disk, which I used to install on this PC. This computer is so slow that it took more than 2 minutes just to start the Windows 2000 installation. Once it was done, I had to go through an even slower process, installing it, which I obviously did not record. Now the Windows installation process has ended. I'm about to boot it for the first time. Alright, now that we're in Windows 2000, let's get started. Actually, not yet. I need to install X-Mouse button control because the left click is broken for me and only responds when I click it so hard that my fingers start to hurt. I tried installing both the portable and regular version. Both of them failed though. I guess I'm gonna have to make my fingers suffer. Oh well. So the first thing we will do is go back to January 1st, 1601 at 2 a.m. Windows doesn't normally allow you to go past 1980, but here's how you do it. Go to boot.ini and at the end here add /year equals 1601 and manually change the date to January 1st. The NTFS time uses Coordinated Universal Time, and I live in Latvia, which is 2 hours ahead of it. That's why I'm setting it to 2 a.m. Now we are going to restart the computer and hopefully boot into the year 1601 successfully. And of course, when you're recording, nothing ever works the first time you do it. What? For the first and second time I tried to boot, I got an error message saying, WinLogon.exe has generated errors and will be closed by Windows. You will need to restart the program. An error log is being created. A few moments later, it reboots automatically. Then I stopped recording, was about to complain about this on Twitter, and what do you know, it decided to boot correctly this time, without me recording. You can clearly see I am using Windows for the year 1601 right now. I'm just gonna make a notepad while I'm here. I also asked Fulton on Twitter if I should go into the year 10,000 after doing this. He said sure. You may have already seen videos on YouTube of people going from the year 9999 to 10,000, but the ones I've seen at least were all done on virtual machines. I'm now changing the boot.ini folder to the year 9999 and setting the date to December 31st, 11:58 p.m. Now let's reboot. While booting, I'm gonna say this. I remember the videos that were done on virtual machines always starting to lag a lot as the year changed to 10,000. We will see if that happens on an actual computer as well. Now we are in year 9999, about to go into year 10,000. I'm gonna open Task Manager so we can monitor the CPU usage as that happens. It happened. The CPU usage jumped to 100% and everything became extremely slow. I do not have an explanation for why this happens, but I can tell you it is not the year being 10,000, because I have gone into the year 10,001 in a virtual machine and everything was fine. I will also be going to year 10,001 here. My guess is the computer is having some trouble with the fact that the digits in the year went from 4 to 5 digits, which wasn't supposed to happen. As you can see, I'm having a really hard time using this computer with the CPU being maxed out all the time. I ended up just rebooting the computer and then changing the date. The year is set back to 9999, but I shall change it to 10,001 now. Now rebooted once again, we are in the year 10,001. And the CPU usage in Task Manager seems fine. Now for the last part of the video, I will be going to the year 60,056, which is the furthest possible date in the NTFS date range. I, however, have never been able to get remotely close to that year in Windows 2000, as you will see in a bit. I'm pretty sure it works in newer Windows versions, I'm not too sure though. And before I go on with that, I will copy the text file to my flash drive so I don't lose it. The attributes are broken for this file. Now let's get to year 6056 and see if Windows 2000 works on a physical machine as well. I'm pretty sure it will. I'm not gonna bother with setting the date to May 28th. It'll say at March 1st. And, as expected, it broke the same way it did on a virtual machine for me. The little bar that's supposed to move is frozen, and nothing happens on the computer. Also, the BIOS date doesn't seem to be affected by all this. I was checking the BIOS occasionally while not recording, and every time I checked, it showed me this. Oh, and about the text file we made while we were in 1601, well, let's look at it. The date created is showing blank, like I expected. And I can open it and view it. Thanks for watching.